Praise be, gamers! It has returned! Finally! The Dean of Doom is back! Class is back in session, my boys! Ray Mohawk. This, I know a little bit about this. I know this was made by probably DOOMKID. I feel like this is DOOMKID's project. I'm like 95% sure it's DOOMKID. I remember watching Mount Payne play one of the Ray Mohawk maps, whichever one, from Ray Mohawk 2 on the Let's Play Some Doom that I guess is non-existent anymore, on the Patreon. Well, I'm excited to see what's going to happen here, though. I know there's, like, I think custom enemies, custom weapons, which tends to grab my attention a lot for whatever reason, so... Mount Payne has given me consent to make this video, this reaction video. If you've not seen the original video, that is the one we're staring at right now, please turn this off now, go to his channel, go give him your first view, and come back and we will watch this together. Now, it is time for the most painful mountain to return. That frightened me. I didn't realize how... Why is it turned up all the way? Alright, anyway. Also, I'm gonna eat a granola bar during this, because I'm very hungry.
Hello there, I'm Mount Payne 27, and this is Dean of Doom.
Welcome back!
The show we give grades to classic and contemporary Doom wads. Why? Because ranking things is fun. Today's episode will be a DOOMKID double feature dedicated to Ray Mohawk's Manic Monday and Ray Mohawk 2, Ray Wreaks Havoc.
Oh, we're doing both,
Environmentally
okay.
conscious lad that he is, DOOMKID recycled the format he patented with the Rowdy Rudy duology, designing the entirety of Ray 1 himself and exploiting the community for the sequel in the hopes of nabbing another Kick award for himself. We're on to you, DOOMKID. Considerably humbler and more relaxed than the first Rowdy Rudy, 2019's Manic Monday is a 6...
Sorry. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Anytime Mount Payne does like a joke where he zooms in on something, it's always going to be funny to me. I don't know why, that's just my weakness.
Community for the sequel in the hopes of nabbing another CAC award for himself. We're on to you, DOOMKID. Considerably humbler and more relaxed than the first Rowdy Rudy, 2019's Manic Monday is a 6-map weekend vacation inspired by DK's love of 90s maps and the Australian seaside. The world was not ready when Ray Mohawk 2 hit Doom World shelves in 2021. Allegedly spurred on by comments made on this very show, DOOMKID locked himself in his D-hacked laboratory and cooked up one of the most stupidly overpowered arsenals in vanilla Doom history for Ray to wreak havoc with. Ray's sequel preserves the original's easygoing vibe while cranking up the carnage to levels previously unseen in DOOMKID's body of work. Grab your surfboards and your bongs, folks. We're going on right. So here's how the show works. Every map gets 1 grade for quality and 1 for difficulty. Quality grades go from A to F. Grade A levels are fun, memorable, visually distinctive, creative.
There's a poster there, we're gonna see that in a second.
Difficulty from X to E. X for extreme, E for easy, A through D in between. Keep in mind, all jokes made at DOOMKID's expense are allowed because he's my friend, and my idea of a great map is...
Oh man, that's funny as fuck.
Probably not the same as yours, but that's okay. Disagreeing is part of the fun, after all. At the end of the day, this show is about spreading the joy of Doom. So let's do so. Before we start, the rules are we play on ultra-violence, or in this case, seeking validation, and must pistol stop each level.
Oh my god. Seeking validation. That's really funny. That's perfect. That's great. I love that.
The wad twice before viewing it, saves are allowed, and we go for 100% kills in all levels, making exceptions when it's just not worth it. I play on Z-Doom, and both of today's wads are vanilla compatible. Now, to the wads.
Dude, we are starting off strong already. I'm pausing it a million times, but in the first 2 minutes, this is a very good return. It's Friday, actually, that I'm recording this.
Map 1, House by the Bay. This beachside rumble is the perfect opener for a coffee break wad. House by the Bay's high body count, wide open layout, and cheerful CCR tune welcome the player with open arms. DOOMKID's trademark custom...
What did that say?
Wide open layout and cheerful CCR tune welcome the player...
Copyright-free Clearwater Revival. Yo, shout out to Credence.
Player with open arms. DOOMKID's trademark custom assets make their presence known from the first. Ray's bedroom walls are plastered with posters of his favorite rock and rollers. Bottom shelf...
Hey, Morbid Angel, yeah! Hold on, what album was that? I didn't say.
The first. Ray's bedroom walls are plastered with posters of his favorite rock and roll.
Oh, Covenant. Okay. See, I remember saying this in one of Sandwedge's streams. I figured Doomkid would have been more of an Altars of Madness kind of guy, but I don't know. I'm not that big of a Morbid Angel fan anyway. I have one song of theirs in my playlist. What's it called? Unholy Blasphemies. Not the new, but the demo one, not like the one on whatever.
Bottom shelf spirits and
This sounds
palm
more
trees
black metal.
decorate the town, and the bestiary gets a tropical tune-up. The hired guns reskins add a nice splash of something different, but the imps in leis and hula skirts are probably my favorite Doom monster sprite replacement of all time.
That's pretty
Ray's
good.
Alpha Doom rifle has perfect accuracy and a higher rate of fire than the Beretta, and his knife attack is totally bonkers. A quintuple damage fist with super speed. The
Dude.
corny sound effect makes it even better.
Oh yeah, bonk.
Get your hands on a shotgun and chain gun and you'll buzz through this map in no time. Stave off that hangover with Hair of the Dog, and exit through the ominous-looking marble castle. Oh yeah, and this intermission can't be beat. Grade A-, difficulty D-. Map
Oh my god, that's perfect. I love Curb. I need to watch more Curb. I stopped like early season 2. I need to pick it back up.
2, The Bridge. Not to be confused with Memento Mori's Map 2, The Bridge has a knee-deep in the beach thing going on, blending E1 assets and seaside accoutrements. Do I think it's sexy? Not exactly, but I do dig the nod to E1M4 and the rugged exterior with a river carving through it. Once you've cleared out the base, get ready for armed resistance on the other side of the bridge. DOOMKID is hit scan happy by default, so don't let these drooling mutant backstabbers get the drop on you. The bridge is probably the least memorable map we'll play this Manic Monday. Grade B-, difficulty D-. Map 3, We Love Pollution. UAC headquarters didn't fare much better than Ray's hometown, it seems. These corporate thugs turned into even bigger and meaner flesh eaters than his neighbors did. We Love Pollution gets much more heated than maps 1 and 2, especially in this burnt-out, nukage-scarred backyard, but it's a tad overscaled, and the texturing is a bit primitive, even for a vanilla map. I love you, DOOMKID, but too much Startan is too much Startan.
This looks like a very big opening to E1M2.
When Pollution's groovy MIDI works in concert with its pitched action, it's a hit, but there's too much dead air in between. Grade C+, difficulty D+. Footnote, I just realized that this is the only DOOMKID WAD I've played where the Cacodemons don't shoot Hell Knight fireballs. Map 4, Little Oasis. Sharp-edged but enjoyable, Little Oasis is most notable.
Oh my god, the medkit has a heart on it. I just noticed that. That's really funny. Dude, kissies!
Use of the classic royalty-free 80s tune Strut Like King Tut and this friendly arch-vile NPC at the start. He only becomes a threat if you decide not to whittle him down before pressing this button in the canal. I think the big brain move would have been to knife him, but hindsight is 20/20. Little Oasis is short on health and ammo.
Okay,
so
sorry, hold on. I know you just said what the song was, but I missed it. Could you say that again?
Little Oasis. Sharp-edged but enjoyable, Little Oasis is most notable for its use of the classic royalty-free 80s tune Strut Like King Tut and this friendly arch-vile NPC at the start. Yep.
Oh, walk like an Egyptian. I know what it is. Okay. Strut like King Tut. Okay, I get it now.
Would have been to knife him, but hindsight is 20/20. Little Oasis is short on health and ammo, so you'll have to use infighting and aim.
Which is a banger song, by the way, actually. I really like this song.
Even after gulping down the Bombay Gin Sphere. This hallway full of imps, pinkies, revenants, and mercenaries is especially treacherous if you don't wait for the goons in the water to cut each other down. Once again, DOOMKID's aesthetics are simple but effective, and I appreciate the gear change combat-wise. Grade B, difficulty C-. Map 5, Big Room Full of Baddies. Big Room Full
I wonder what could be in this map. Does anybody have any ideas?
of Baddies has all the swagger and assurance of the beat laid down by the brothers Doobie. Once again, the set decoration worships John Romero, but the gameplay is pure DOOMKID. This place is crawling with gun-toting freaks and punctuated with vicious ambushes. Thankfully, you're given a super shoddy and plasma rifle to compensate for the increased amperage. It's cathartic to finally tee off on Hellspawn with heavy artillery. Now, I've ribbed DOOMKID in private many a time for his compulsion to teleport monsters behind you whenever you open a door, but 5 chain gunners at once? Come on, man.
Ooh, that's venomous.
Save yourselves for Big Room's bracing finale, a swath of shotgunners,
thought I heard something.
Macubi, Hell Knights, and Revenants led by an archvile. Good map, good MIDI. Grade B, difficulty C.
That's right, I remember DOOMKID loves that video.
Map 6, the Maw of Industry. You have entered deeply into the pollution factory, but something is wrong. Well, a few things, actually. For starters, Ray Mohawk's Manic Monday bills itself as 6 beach-themed maps of fun and sun, so why does it culminate in this hunk of hell factory? There's not much fun, sun, or sand to be found in the Maw of Industry. It's conspicuously nastier than the rest of the set, loaded with gobs of archviles, revenants, and hit scanners. Missing the secret plasma SS SG in blue armor behind the entrance door will significantly handicap
Always check the
newcomers
beginning
and
door.
forgetful deans.
Always
DOOMKID's addiction
check.
to teleport behind you traps reaches stage 4 here, but it's still not as advanced as Ray's alcoholism. By the time you penetrate the fortress, withdrawal will have made him ornery enough to shank a revenant for a bottle of rum. The Maw of Industry's most prominent misstep is its final fight, a quadruple cyber demon circuit that you can run past or humiliate with an invuln, depending on whether or not you feel like getting all the kills. I used to think this finale was a cheap and rather brutish conclusion to an otherwise laid-back WAD, but it's more misunderstood than misexecuted. Sure, the transition to hell is jarring, but there's something really funny about ending a Doom WAD by throwing a hungover beach bum into Satan's mouth and rolling the credits to curb your enthusiasm. Grade C+. So, I imagine Ray Mohawk's Manic Monday was even more fun to make than it was to play. These 6 maps showcase DOOMKID in his element. They're spacious,
I'm sorry. I can't process the words being said here when Curb Your Enthusiasm is being played in the back. I know, whatever the name of the song is.
difficulty B. So, I imagine Ray Mohawk's Manic Monday was even more fun to make than it was to play. These 6 maps showcase DOOMKID in his element. They're spacious, relaxed, exciting, and set to a killer EP of middies. Ray doesn't reinvent the wheel, but it's perfect for unwinding with an hour of Doom whether or not you're seeking validation. My final grade for Ray Mohawk's Manic Monday is a B. Difficulty-wise, it's a pushover, especially if you're going in with foreknowledge, so we'll give it a D+. No Dean's List for this one since it's so short, but we'll merge its honor roll inductees with Ray 2's if it earns one. Speaking of which...
Yeah!
Ray Mohawk 2 picks up a year after the original, with the world more or less in shambles.
Oh, we're in
Under
the classroom.
tutelage of off-screen bigwig General Kawasaki, Ray Mohawk has become a bona fide super soldier, leading the offensive against the Nukage-twisted mutants. Ray's final mission is to purge his old hometown, the epicenter of the Nukage outbreak. It was personal last time round, but now it's even more personal. Before we get to avenging Ray's zombified friends and family, let's take a quick voyage to Demo Island.
The Dean's
DOOMKID
digression.
marketed his Ray Mohawk 2 community project with the promise of an absurdly powerful arsenal. Allow me to show you what that looks like. First off, we have the most powerful pistol I've ever seen. It's a thing of beauty, essentially a semi-automatic shotgun in the palm of your hand. The
Good
standard
Lord.
pump action, stolen from Duke Nukem 3D, is almost identical to Rowdy Rudy 2's Super Shotty. It eats 2 shells at a time, but it's fearsome in the hands of a well-liquored special ops surfer dude. The auto shotgun is even more ridiculous, blasting
Okay.
20 pellets a pop at a high rate of fire. The only thing it eats faster than shells is demon flesh. I'm real sorry, Valiant Super Chain Gun, but I've
Also, sorry, DOOMKID. I love this chain gun. I really do. Nothing's ever gonna beat Valiant Super Chain Gun. If anything ever does, I'll eat my shoe.
got a new best friend, and it's called the Blaster. This son of a bitch cranks out heavy caliber rounds at 3 times the speed of the pistol and auto stun locks even ARCH-VISLAND. It's a goddamn Spartan of a gun. DOOMKID jerry-rigged the rocket launcher into a souped-up cell cannon with a ludicrous capacity
That
of
looks fun.
400 rounds, and replaced the Balsamic vinaigrette rifle with a flamethrower that beats the one from Heartland because you can fire it point blank without getting hurt. Realism be damned. This is Doom, man. Finally, we come to the BFG 9002.
9002. Because 9001 was too easy.
Yeah, enough said. Footnote, not that he has to be with those guns, but Ray's still a surgeon with a knife, and these zappy heretic gauntlets replace the chainsaw, but you won't see me use them much.
Yeah.
What could possibly stand up to such an outlandish set of weapons?
Well,
Let's boot this sucker up and find out. Map 1, Back Ashore. My favorite opening map in any DOOMKID WAD, Back Ashore is effervescent and explosive. Running up and down this beachhead, slaughtering hula imps, pinkies, cacodemons, barons, and beach bums with a f***ing pistol, while Frank Zappa bops in the background is an unabashedly joyful experience. Players would do well to remember that Ray is still a fragile little Doom guy. No amount of training can make a man bulletproof or fire resistant. The first few maps of this WAD will make you feel like a juggernaut, but the opposition will rise up to meet your godly firepower. If you get ripped to pieces a few times on the road to validation, don't sweat it. Ray Mohawk 2 takes some getting used to. Back Ashore has an unusually strong grasp on what makes a good opener. It draws you in with sunshiny vibes, teaches the player the power of Ray's new weapons, and sets the mood for the entire Megawad. The next 21 maps practically rally behind it. It also reintroduces DOOMKID's signature Cacodemon +1 and debuts the Slyers, which are slinking goblin pyromaniacs that take a beating before squawking their last. Also worth pointing out, shell boxes are comically fat because they hold 30 shells now. It's hard not to fall in love with this map.
That's a very
Back
subtle
Ashore
joke.
packs
That's
more
very good,
cheer
though.
into 10 minutes than Ray Mohawk 1 did in 6 levels, and that's saying something. Grade A, difficulty C-. Map 2, Ossuary of the Hula Imps. 5 words I'm willing to bet no one before Midnight Mage strung together. If that
Yeah.
ashore was a shooting gallery for your super sidearm, OSSUARY of the HULA IMPS is a playground for your berserk knife. When you're roided up, this thing is disgusting. I'm talking automatic one-hit
You
kills on
can
every...
two-shot an ARCH-VISLAND with that. Wowie, dude.
everything weaker than a Revenant, with strong odds of 2-hitting everything from Barons on down. If you told me a year ago that I'd find a WAD where killing Arch-Viles with a knife and pistol is not only doable but encouraged, I would have laughed in your face.
Block map.
Midnight Mage's rich lighting and comfy sun-drenched scenery make a fetching backdrop for slaughtering HULA imps and Duke Nukem knockoffs. Excellent stuff. Grade B+, difficulty D+.
Damn, brother.
Map 3, Beachside Bookworms. It took me till playthrough 4, but I finally figured out how to start this map off right. Through the pair of doors straight ahead is the first cell cannon of the Megawad, so make a beeline for it, sling blue death at some of the baddies outside, hoof it for the teleporter, and pummel the Arch-Vile with your remaining charges. Consider this DOOMKID's latest lesson in havoc wreaking. Tentative play will only whittle down your health and kill the vibe. Beachside Bookworms is every bit as colorful as the opener, though I will say the interior fights don't run and gun so well. On the bright side, I discovered that the Heretic gauntlets are actually useful in a pinch. I wouldn't test them against a lot of enemies at once, but
I
they'll
like how
fry
fast the
almost
animation
any
is.
single enemy you can latch onto. With all 3 keys, you can liquefy the exit guardians and blow this popsicle stand. Grade B+, difficulty C-.
Who invented the phrase, blow this popsicle stand? Why would you detonate a popsicle stand? What is a popsicle stand? Well, I guess it's a stand for popsicles. I'm thinking popsicle sticks. Why would you blow up a popsicle stand?
Map 4, Surfs Up in Nuketown. CHEESEWHEEL knocks it out of the park with this
Nuketown's a Call
rip-roaring
of Duty
sandbox map.
Sorry, I spoke over you. Say that again?
For this popsicle stand. Grade B+, difficulty C-. Map 4, Surfs Up in Nuketown. CHEESEWHEEL knocks it out of the park with this rip-roaring sandbox map. What? That's what it is. DOOMKID's teammates always seem to intuitively pick up the vibe of his community projects, but CHEESEWHEEL has an almost uncanny understanding of what Ray Mohawk is all about. The flocks of foes, constant movement, and ramshackle coastal venues spritzed with cutesy realism all remind me of DOOMKID's best work. Nuketown is all about the cell cannon. At this point, players should start to realize just how insane this thing's capacity is, and they may have to learn the hard way that little blue diamonds now have all the properties of regular rockets. This is also the point in my Ray Mohawk 2 playthrough where I have to remind my left hand that the cell cannon is mapped to the 5 key, not 6. Make sure you hang on to some cells with the red and blue key traps. The Hell Knight and Revenant
See, what I
round
would,
is a special...
I think how my brain would process it is, oh, this fight I want the rocket launcher equivalent, so I push 5. That's what I would think.
Frenetic. With all keys in hand, you can grab
I could
a
see how that's
board and
confusing,
ride a
though.
wave on out of town. Grade A-, difficulty C. Map 5, 11 Holidays, Silver Miner. That name looks familiar.
How's it going, everybody? This is DOOMKID. Today I'm just here to play Plutonia 3.
Author, Silver Miner.
Oh.
God, this is so
I remember watching this video, yeah, okay. I didn't even remember the name at all.
mediocre.
Also, sorry, I gotta back this up. Hi, DOOMKID. Very good. Very good Slayer background.
It's good to see that there's no bad blood between the author of Plutonia 3 and the guy who helped make it a Doom meme. 11 Holidays vastly improves upon Silver Miner's juvenilia. His chiseled oceanside quarry looks sharp for vanilla, and these tunnels are the perfect environment to showcase the auto shotgun. The ASG is a bit of an acquired taste, since taking your finger off the trigger forces a long pause to reload, but its stopping power is undeniable. 11 Holidays is the shortest map in the Megawad, but it's roundly satisfying and fun to
just don't let go.
Grade B, difficulty C+. Map 6,
Yeah, that's feasible.
Hidden Ship in Pirates Cove. A real showstopper from the veteran Übergeweih, Hidden Ship in Pirates Cove is a grand adventure that winds its way through demon-infested inlets, sea caves, and ancient ruins. It's the longest level yet by a mile. Even with a shiny new blaster in your paws, cutting down 400 demons is no small errand. Joining the cast is the bleached blue cyber demon, who will prove a fearful adversary.
Oh, God.
This tuned-up Tower of Terror now launches 2 volleys of rockets in triplets. The upside is you can demolish him in seconds with concentrated blaster fire. I love this gun. Maybe it's the hyperactive music, but Pirates Cove seems to want for more rapid pacing. The temple scenes are eye-catching, but unfold sluggishly, and never let me perpetrate the kind of mass murder that 200 cells in my pack make me want to. On the plus side, Übergeweih must have worked some high-level sorcery to avoid Vizplane overflows. Who needs treasure when you've got a vessel this beautiful? All in all, Pirates Cove is slightly ungainly to play, but the location rules. Grade A-, difficulty B-. Map 7, Warehouse. No such thing as a bad pun on this show, folks. Surprisingly enough, this half-sunken city shootout is the easiest map in the set. The opposition, mostly composed of pinkies, imps, and posers with pistols, will die whimpering before the onslaught of your ASG. A few Arch-Viles will try to get the limbo going again shortly after you raise the elevator to the red key, but as you've already seen, Arch-Viles ain't what they used to be in this megawad. I like this map's rugged texturing, and Walter Confalonieri makes strong use of vertical space, but the backtracking near the end brings the action to a standstill. Grade B-, difficulty
Thanks,
B.
Walter.
Map 8, Chocolate Island. Chocolate Island
Mario.
checks against Ray Mohawk 2's inclination towards relaxation. Egg Boy's monster placement hits you where it hurts. Mancubi, Revenants, and Slyers will grind you down from their perches, while herds of imps and Hell Knights try to block you en route to a weapon. Berserk is a blessing here because it lets you poke stuff to death rather than burn blaster ammo. You'll want to save that. I accidentally ignored the cell cannon until late in this playthrough, so don't be put off by how difficult I'm making this look. Chocolate Island is tough, but not vicious. Until the ending. I'm really not a fan of this Christmas bullfight. The blaster outperforms the auto shotty, and the Arch-Vile intrusion is kind of
Christmas
mean.
bullfight.
Chocolate Island isn't a bad map, but
Yeah,
its
this looks like bullshit. Haha.
lack of chill makes it
funny.
feel unfitting for Ray. Grade C+, difficulty B. Map 9, Temple del Sol. This mid-megawad mustachio magnum opus goes big in every
This song is from Final Fantasy VII, by the way. This is Costa del Sol's theme. I would recognize that anywhere.
category and empties my gas tank. It's got the third highest monster count in Ray Mohawk 2, 10 secrets, epic acreage, and a stunning 573 bottles of booze, almost enough for John Bonham's breakfast. With all due respect to Mustachio's grand vision, his map is hard work to get through.
Mention the
It's
song.
just huge room after huge room full of monsters, interspersed with tons of secrets you'll probably blunder
Mention the
into
song.
by accident. This secluded sailboat beach is the only worthwhile optional area that I found. Mustachio doles out invulnerabilities for all the scary-looking fights, and I can't tell if he threw in the towel on balancing them or if he just
Mention
wanted
the
to make
song.
it explode with no consequences.
Wait, sorry. What
I
did you
can't
say?
tell if he threw in the towel on balancing them or if he just wanted to make explode with no consequences. Either way, I think the trick gets old by the final room, which doesn't give you quite enough God mode to tackle Platinum Saib, 4 Arch-Viles, and the rest of the hoi polloi in one go. I think Temple del Sol could have used some quality over quantity
Mention the
control,
song.
but I can see more patient players really enjoying this one. Grade C+, difficulty B. Map 10.
No! I love Final Fantasy, man.
And KALUA Atoll, in which Ray Mohawk gets his money's worth out of those shades. KALUA Atoll takes its name from the Hawaiian verb to cook in an oven, and essentially exists to show off the devastating power of Ray's
I thought
weapons.
Kalua was alcohol. Wait a minute.
The flamethrower. It's more or less a short-range plasma rifle that does triple damage and has its own dedicated ammo supply. It does have the side effect of partially blinding the user, especially when used point-blank, and
Yeah.
eats ammunition like a son of a bitch. KALUA Atoll is a mostly enjoyable Demon Hibachi show, but the invisible barriers between buoys and lack of explorable terrain make the map a bit of a cattle chute too. DFF makes the secret invuln at the end so obvious that he practically hands it to you, which I suppose is a good thing because the final fight is considerably sweatier than the 2 rounds of barbecuing that precede it. Grade B, difficulty
Why'd you
B1.
have to say barbecue? I'm still hungry.
Map 11, Vacation Gone Wrong. This map's emphasis on pistol and shotgun combat leads me to believe Hitboy was aiming for an earlier slot, but that plan backfired, because Vacation Gone Wrong turned out fairly tough. It's ungenerous with health and ammo, and your limited firepower significantly reduces the demon's handicap. Vacation Gone Wrong is oddly disjointed, essentially 4 loosely related chunks of line defs stitched together by teleporter. The progression may be stilted, but it does set up this out-of-the-black encounter with a huge, hungry beast. Somebody spiked Ray's rum. It's fortunate that Vacation works as a transition map, because it wouldn't really have a calling card otherwise. Grade C+.
Would you say it's like a vacation gone wrong?
Difficulty B. Before we proceed to Ray's second half, let's take a detour to cover its 2 bonus maps.
Okay.
Starting with map 21, Trippy Entryway in the Sky? The hardest part of Ray Mohawk 2's secret maps is getting them.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, Payne. Make a zoom in on something, and I will laugh at it.
1. Trippy Entryway in the Sky? The hardest part of Ray Mohawk 2's secret maps is getting them to run. Since they come in a separate WAD file, it can be tricky getting your port to load the secret map 21 on top of Ray's credits map. It probably would have been simpler to just make the secret map start at 22, but what do I know? Trippy Entryway in the Sky pretty much sums this one up. Phil Nemba leans heavily on Slyors and doesn't give out a ton of health, but thankfully his hardest fight is optional. Use your Doom 2 knowledge to open the courtyard with the rocket launcher and prepare for a Revenant Cyberdemon 1-2 punch. This MIDI fits like a glove. It's a strange mix of melancholic and happy-go-lucky, which is the same effect you get when you mix a hellish entryway with HULA imps. Ooh, I'm tempted to offer a punny alternate title. Doom Guy's not gonna like it, but phooey on him. Entryway. Yes? No? Okay, never mind. Grade.
I gotta see the delivery again on that one. That one was good, but Entryway. I hate to say it. I hate to be that guy. I gotta give the point to Entryway. That's real. That's a missed opportunity.
I offer a punny alternate title. Doom Guy's not gonna like it, but phooey on him. Entryway. Yes? No? Okay, never mind. Grade, C+, difficulty, C+.
Entryway's pretty good.
22, The Man with the Mohawk. Grandiose and uneven, The Man with the Mohawk boasts the highest monster count in the Megawatt and plays like a self-contained adventure within the Mohawk universe. Even if it didn't exceed vanilla parameters, it would have been a good idea to place this one outside of the regular map order. Picata takes the player on a long tour through beaches, forgotten temples, mine shafts, science labs, tiki bars, aircraft hangars, caverns, admin offices, and bathrooms. The Man with the Mohawk is a
and
kitchen
bathrooms.
sink map with no awareness
And
of its
bathrooms.
access. I appreciate Picato's Doom-cute details like this stick man being split with a laser beam and this tucked-in teddy bear, but seeing them in the same map is more than a little jarring. Not to mention, these granular details stick out like a sore thumb next to the rest of the map. Picatum's fights are generally bloated, but a few of them are flat-out bad. This hit scanner ambush on the way out of the red key wing is really easy to exploit, and the final showdown is incredibly frustrating. The challenge here derives solely from the swarm of cacos and lost souls creating invisible, impassable barriers around you while you dodge 4 converging super cyber demons.
Yeah,
At the end of
that's
an
not
already cumbersome map, it feels like a kick in the gut. Having played some of his newer maps, I know Picata has great potential, but he's still ironing out the kinks here. Grade C, difficulty A-.
Hello? I think this was the map I saw him play on Let's Play Some Doom.
Map 12, Beautiful Clean Coal. If you listen closely, you can hear DOOMKID cracking his knuckles over the ominous opening notes of Zed Leppelin's copyright-free classic, No Nickel. Allow me to re-up on the warning I
Zed
issued in
Leppelin.
Map 1. Ray Mohawk is still a fragile little Doom guy, and by this point the demons have had enough of being kicked around. This is by far the hardest map in the Megawatts so far, and possibly the toughest DOOMKID map I've played. DK brings the heat right from the get-go. Fistfuls of hit scan, double scoops of cacos, barons, and virtually every Doom 2 monster, including 15 archviles, and marauding bleached blue cybers will dogpile and backstab you at every turn. Son of a bitch, again with that! Beautiful Clean Coal's twilight atmosphere and ravaged industrial visuals are some of the best I've ever seen from the kid. This pitch-dark, hell-twisted mine is downright intimidating. With the red key in hand, ride this lift up for an invuln, which sets up one of the bloodiest rampages in the WAD so far.
God. Yeah, I have seen this map. Yeah.
The first BFG 9002 of the mainline progression unfortunately appears too late to see any substantial action, but it's no matter. We've already kicked enough ass to fill 2 levels.
Nice arrow.
Grade A, difficulty A. Map 13, Terraced Estate of Terror. This relaxing beachside bash is one of the most wide-open maps in the set. Gokuma puts up precious few block lines in the bay, permitting the player to clear out this entire pier whenever they want to. The only major threat on this map is the Cyber Triumvirate atop the terraces. Only after 3 playthroughs did I finally discover that the intended way to take them out is to simply serve them a triple shot of death at the bar. The BFG's presence is likely the only reason this map was placed so late. Still, it's a pleasant breather aided by a dreamy Kinks tune. Grade B-, difficulty C+. Map 14, Lose Yourself to Dance. A sort of theme park and resort from hell, Lose Yourself to Dance had a low rating on TripAdvisor, but I pulled the trigger anyway because I couldn't find a better price. I wouldn't say this is a hard map, but it's definitely frustrating. The drably drawn boat ride is repetitive, choking on archviles and capped off with a needless pitch-dark corridor full of specters. The platforming sections are tedious and 100% unnecessary, and this Cyberdemon fight, dear god. This room made me quit one of Ray Mohawk's beta versions outright. The Cyb's sweeping firing pattern makes it damn near impossible to avoid eating blue when they're all shooting at once. I only succeeded here because one of them spent the whole fight diddling himself. In Sluggard's defense,
that by me again.
The Sime's sweeping firing pattern makes it damn near impossible to avoid eating blue when they're all shooting at once. I only succeeded here because one of them spent the whole fight diddling himself. In Sluggard's defense, the Bleach Cyber's new attack is partially
diddling himself, okay. That's not quite a phrase I was expecting to hear Mount Payne's voice forged together.
blame, but making the player fight 4
But it happened.
once over a poison pit with no cover is a bit too much. Suffice to say, I'd rather lose myself to something else. Grade D, difficulty B+. Map 15, Crowded House. I'll tell you what, a kill count over 800 this late in a WAD like Grey Mohawk 2 is a hard sell, but Need Health got me to sign on the line which is dotted. Crowded House chains together a super combo of delicious fights through a brownstone island complex. It's balanced beautifully for the blaster and auto shotty, letting you revel in their raw power without letting you get too cocky. True to its name, Crowded House is one of the densest maps in the set. Even the big throwdown in the waterlogged caldera will have you elbowing past Lost Souls, Revenants, Mancubi, and Scuba Dudes. Crowded House's visuals are a bit utilitarian for my liking, but its MIDI pulls more than its weight in the way of atmosphere. DOOMKID apparently picked it out when Need Health submitted his map with no custom MIDI, and boy was that lucky. REM's midified, shiny happy copyright infringement is the latest addition to the list of great tunes Doom has introduced me to.
I only know the REM song from Rock Band. I think it's Orange Crush.
Hats off to Need Health for putting on a slaughter-like clinic. Grade A, difficulty B+. Map 16, Peer Pressure. Peer Pressure is chaotic, overwhelming, and an excellent pun.
Peer pressure, huh?
Set in a once quiet town.
Damn it, I talked over it again. I hate when I do that.
Peer Pressure is chaotic, overwhelming, and an excellent pun. Set in a once quiet town and its adjacent lighthouse island, Peer Pressure ladles on the big boys like they're going out of style. The body count is half that of Crowded House, but the total health pool is probably higher. We're talking 100 skinny surfers, 50 fat boogie boarders, 17 lifeguards, and 12 big bosses. Noisers is a brand of combat that never gives you a moment's rest. He loves to surround the player with Arachnotrons and walls of Macubus mortar teams while Cacos and Revenant missiles chase you around town. Candidly, I had a hard time warming up to this map. I know I'm seeking validation, but I don't appreciate being repeatedly kicked in the coconuts on my vacation. One fight stands above the rest in terms of rudeness. This double cyber battle force feeds you a blur sphere before initiating a very lethal bullet hell game. Not cool. You know what is cool though? Getting to blow up a boat.
I don't know.
BFG and C
The more time that passes, the more I'm kind of in favor of fights that force feed you partial invis. I can't really back that up, but I don't know. I guess my taste is just changing a little bit.
Secret invul, and you can mostly wrangle the hubbub at the end, but Noiser doesn't hand it to you on a silver platter. Stay frosty, Marine. It's not gonna get easier from here. Grade B+, difficulty A. Map 17, Poster Boy of Mayhem.
Okay.
Well, this is excessive. Thus far, Grey Mohawk 2 has been remarkably even keel for a community project, but mappers are never without their own personalities, and boy does this map have personality. Poster Boy would probably be the first map I'd vote off the island when push comes to shove. Not because it's bad, but because it's so optimized. I was hinting at this earlier, but technical teeth-gritting combat and HULA imps don't make a good pair. Poster Boy puts you on a short leash with ammo, stages every fight in tight quarters, zings you with cheap traps, and belabors the point with ARCH-VISLAND. I can tolerate the Mario MIDI for about 2 minutes before it starts to drive me insane. While I can sort of understand the motive behind its use, I think it alienates a struggling player more than it humors a good one. The two fights I really can't stand are both set in this room. Blasting 4 ARCH-Vials and a chain gunner mob with a quickly dwindling bullet belt is not my idea of fun, and I won't say finding the God of Guitar super secret is required, but the final fight will be your least pleasant experience with Ray 2 if you don't. Or maybe you'd like to fight 4 cyber demons and 8 vials with a flamethrower in a cornflakes box. Poster Boy of Mayhem's rigidity and brutality are beyond the pale for this WAD. You gotta know your audience. Grade C, difficulty A+. Map 18, Mall Rats. The only thing hotter than this map's summer sales event is the arcing blaze of Ray's motherfucking flamethrower. Mall Rats goes from 0 to all-out war faster than you can say ouch face, so check the second loading bay for a secret switch, dig an invuln out of the truck, and tear a path through the demon-choked outlets before time runs out. Nimble traversal of the circuit and aggressive paranoia will serve you well against the flash-fill ambushes, flanking ARCH-Vials, and Cyber Monday shoppers. That joke doesn't make any sense. Mallrats is a real I can't...
Sorry, hold on, wait, yeah. That one
So
confused my
circuit
brain,
of
hold on.
Aggressive paranoia will serve you well against the Flashville ambushes, flanking Arch-Viles, and Cyber Monday shoppers. That joke doesn't make any sense.
No, it does, I get it, I get what you're going for.
Not limit removing moment. DFF slathers the environment with fun DOOMKID decorations like benches, plants, shop fronts, desktop computers, cash registers, and a fountain. More than any other mapper in the project, he succeeds at marrying functionality with aesthetic excellence, and it helps that his choice of setting fills a niche in the beachside theme of the WAD. If you don't jump into it with both feet, the finale in the warehouse might grind your gears a bit. I just let all the monsters out at once, corral the cybers in the center, and potshot them with a flamethrower. No guts, no glory.
That's
Mallrats
right.
is one of Ray 2's standouts. A home run for DFF. Grade A, difficulty A. Map 19, ARCH-VISLAND. One of the most notorious maps in the
Oh, that's funny. That's really good. I don't know what I like more. The name of the map, the clapping, the realization, to me, my realization of the map name, or the really slowed down Arch-Vile. I think it's the really slowed down Arch-Vile sound. I think that's the funniest
Grade
bit there.
A, difficulty A. Map 19, ARCH-VISLAND. One of the most notorious maps in the Megawad for good reason, ARCH-VISLAND pegs the meter on craziness, and it totally
It does what to the
earns
meter?
Jackson tune by virtue of its hell-revealed worthy excesses, but it's one of my favorite maps in the set, and I think its difficulty tends to be overstated. No map teaches you the power of the BFG 9002 like ARCH-VISLAND. As soon as you manage to luau your way out of the standing room only storage room, pounce on that sucker and get to work. Be advised that as soon as you step outside, RJDRD cuts a flock of bleached cyber
RJDRD.
Make no mistake, these are your highest priority targets. Their crisscrossing barrages of plasmified beach volleyballs can melt you instantly. I fear small stings of Arch-Viles more than the stampedes in this map, because the latter are highly telegraphed and will only pose a threat to the BFG list. Despite its relative harmlessness,
That makes, because like they're all gonna obviously attack you once you get there. Like the odds of you walking into line of sight of a group of 12 Arch-Viles and not one of them attacking you is very low. But walking in line of sight of like 2 is a little, yeah, that's a little more temperamental, I think.
This orgiastic Arch-Vile outbreak is one of Ray Mohawk 2's most euphoric moments. This is exactly the kind of lunacy I signed up for when I downloaded this WAD. Grade A, difficulty A-. Map 20, Ray of Hope. Let's get the negatives out of the way so we can end this episode on a high note. Ray of Hope has some of the most inconsistent combat in the Megawad, careening from patty cake to patty caked in blood with little to no help. On one hand, Cypek's invuln usage feels overly
stab him in the butt!
conciliatory, but on the other,
It's like that
his
Family Guy
cyber
bit.
placements are hellacious, and I've never quite gotten the hang of the icon fight on the roof.
Okay, that looks really cool,
All
though.
other ways, though, Ray of Hope is a dead-on perfect ending to the Ray Mohawk saga. A laid-back shoot-'em-up with personality and humor to spare. Cypek's rec center setting is full of doom-adorable details, including a working slot machine,
Oh my God.
volleyball and basketball courts, and a TV with an animated ticker tape. Ray of Hope also deviates from the generic icon of sin ending, with Cypek giving the old demon-spitting wall texture a facelift and a skinny body that you can dive headlong into. Shoot through his innards and exit through the back door, and your mission is complete. Whether Cypek knows it or not,
His ass! I get it, it's his ass!
he was one of DOOMKID's earliest fans, and his encouragement helped to sustain DK through many years of lukewarm and cynical reception. I think we're all very glad that he persevered. Grade A-, difficulty A-. So, DOOMKID and his merry band captured an unprecedented level of cheer in Ray Mohawk 2, and I can hardly believe how well it coalesces for being a community project.
Ha! I was right! I knew it! I was thinking like, maybe I'm wrong, maybe he just means his back. Nope, he means his ass. I get it.
The gameplay changes take some acclimating to, but as my friend DOOMKID likes to say, sometimes a thing has gotta be just a little bit ugly for it to be truly beautiful. With a lineup of perfect maps,
Just like me!
unlimited detailing, and fewer chain gunners teleporting behind you, Ray Mohawk 2 just wouldn't be as good. As of now, this is my favorite of DOOMKID's projects, but I hope another hero with attitude replaces Ray someday, if only because it'll mean DOOMKID's still going. My final grade for Ray Mohawk 2, Ray Wreaks Havoc, is an A. This is a bit of a weird one on the difficulty scale because of how much the gameplay departs from Doom's standard, but we'll go with a B+, a cut above Rudy 2, with an added plus for the time it takes to get used to that absurd arsenal. Now for my Dean's List. Picking these was nearly impossible due to my massive conflict of interests, so I'm handing out 2 valedictorians and 2 salutatorians to disperse my own bias a bit. Valedictorian is a tie between Map 1, Back Ashore, and Map 18, Mallrats. Salutatorian is a tie between Map 12, Beautiful
I would have figured
Clean
Map 12
Coal,
would have won, but
and
alright.
Map 15, Crowded House. Class President, Map 17, Poster Boy of Mayhem, and the dunce cap goes to Map 14, Lose Yourself to Dance.
Bonk.
We have a very short honor roll for Rays 1 and 2. Here it is. Map 1, House by the Bay from Ray Mohawk's Manic Monday.
Okay.
Map 4, Surfs Up in Nuketown. Map 6, Hidden Ship in Pirates Cove. Map 19, ARCH-VISLAND. And Map 20,
ARCH-VISLAND.
Ray of Hope.
I guess technically this would be a valedictorian because it's the only map that got put in the honor roll from that WOD. So on a technicality, I would say that that's the valedictorian.
Thank you very much for watching, and please feel free to share your thoughts on the WOD down below. I'd love to hear what you think, and I'll heart your comments to let you know I've read them. Now, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge my generous patrons. Aaron Allen, Agile...
Hell yeah. Is there a post-credit scene? Is this like a Marvel movie? Let me see.
Appreciate you all very much.
You're welcome!
This is Mount Pain 27, and I'll see you in the next episode of Dean of Doom.
Bye! That was a great episode. That was a great return to the from the mid-season break. That was awesome. I can't wait to play Ray Mohawk someday. Someday I will. Yeah, that's the Dean of Doom, Ray Mohawk. I'm gonna go immediately DM Mount Pain and just say ARCH-VISLAND and just see what the response is. Good night, friends.